ready to go. On the Fan, New York Sports Radio. Mike's on, Mike's on.
All right, the Eli Manning Report is brought to you by Toyota. Kick off the season with great deals from Toyota, the official vehicle of the New York Giants. By Town Fair Tire, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. By Wendy's, the official hamburger restaurant of the New York Giants. By Agera Energy, the Tri-State's premier electricity and natural gas supplier. Visit agerafan.com for a hassle-free quote. And by the First National Bank of Long Island, the bank where everyone knows your name, member FDIC. The quarterback of the football Giants is Eli Manning. Eli, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great, Mike. How are you?
All right, Eli, I come to you from Yankee Stadium where we're getting ready for a Game 3. But before that, you guys had a little surprise in for the city last night yourself. I don't know how many people sat down last night expecting that performance, but everybody very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, we... I don't think a lot of people were giving us a whole lot of chance to win that game, but there's a lot of character in this team, in this locker room. We always felt we were a good team. We'd lost some close games. We've kind of been there and opportunities to win games and haven't closed out some teams. But with everything that was going on, losing players. We had a good week of practice. We kind of knew the game that we were going to have to play. It wasn't going to be necessarily a pretty game offensively. We're going to have to grind it out and just take our shots when we had them, but just play smart, not give them anything. And defense stepped up, played outstanding, and offense was able to score enough points to win the game.
Eli, this gets a lot of play, and I know it's something that internally it's not that big a deal, but externally it seems to be, and that is who calls the plays. You guys made a shift last night. Sullivan called the plays. You kind of kept it under wraps. You obviously knew all week as you prepared. Did that change anything from your standpoint as the veteran signal caller? Was that a factor, and if it had any impact, what impact did it have?
No, it really, I don't think had an impact. Coach Sullivan calls at practice every day, training camp, through every year. He calls the plays into me at practice through the headset. So I'm used to hearing him, in my helmet during the week, and so, he's in the quarterback room. So we're always talking. It's the same plays. It's just a matter of, when they're going to be called. We kind of go through a rankings of what, my favorite plays are, what everybody's favorite plays are. So you have an idea of what plays are going to be called. It's just kind of the timing of him calling them at different times, and whether you have to call a run or pass or when certain plays come up. So, we all had total, confidence in Coach Sullivan, and just like I have total confidence in Coach McAdoo. So, it's just a matter of, going out there and executing the plays.
Now, clearly, a lot of people were wondering how the young head coach, meaning McAdoo, would hold things together as it was a chaotic week with all the injuries, all the suspension, everything else that went on. Clearly, the team responded in a very positive way, and that's the best showing they can make. How big a factor from your standpoint, as you watched them go through this week? He said that he moved away from the play calling because his team needed him this week. How big a factor was his leadership this week?
Well, I think that's, I think for Coach McAdoo, obviously calling the plays, it's his offense. He brought it here. He's been calling the plays for the last 4 years, and to just kind of understand that with stuff going on, as a head coach, you got stuff that you got to deal with. That's and so that's outside of calling the game. And so he felt for him to be at his best as a head coach, he needed to give Coach Sullivan those duties of calling the plays. And so it takes, I know that's hard to give up. It's something I know he enjoys thinking about it, enjoys that process. But he felt it was best for the team. So I think this shows, that he's willing to do whatever is necessary for the best of the team for us to get a win, and that's what he thought the best thing was. And I thought, I thought everybody responded well to all the controversy, all the setbacks that we had during the week, losing a lot of your star players, to having guys suspended, and for guys just to keep their business on what you can control. And that's going out there and knowing your role, knowing your assignment, and going out there and performing them. You can't control what happens. In the previous weeks, all you can control and all you're responsible for is how you handle that next game, that next day of practice. And I thought we did a good job of keeping our focus on that and just going out there and doing our job.
Knowing, and we're talking to Eli Manning, of course, after the Giant victory last night, as they, as a big underdog with all the injuries, stunned the Broncos in Denver in a game that they led from start to finish. Eli, it was a different game from a standpoint because you ran the ball so well. Here you're playing a team that was probably playing defense better than anybody in the league, had big numbers in every category, and there you guys who have had trouble running the ball run it so well last night. It was a makeshift offensive line. How much did you state it at what you thought would be the game plan last night? Did you guys think you could run the ball on them? And why, that surprised everybody because they've been so good on defense. You haven't run it against teams that haven't been as good. What happened last night to make the running game click?
Well, I think we just we stuck with it. We knew it was we kind of went in, and the game plan was, hey, we're gonna grind it out with the run game. We're short on receivers. We got some new guys in there. We're gonna keep running it and just keep pounding it and try to get good down distance. Hopefully, you break one or two, and then try to have third and short so we can convert some of them, and just get in that world. They got a good pass rush. We had some, linemen in different spots, new receivers in there. So, it wasn't going to be a game where we wanted to throw it 40 times during the game. We wanted to, keep it simple, not turn the ball over. Their offense hasn't been playing outstanding. So, let our defense play well. Let them, free up. Don't, play field position and just play smart football. And so, it's not always an easy way to play that way. It's not as a quarterback, that's not the ideal way you want to play. You just want to you want to go, you want to throw it, and so but as we stuck with it, we were consistent with it the whole way. We never got away from it. We were conservative third downs and third and longs. We were throwing it out quick, trying to see if we can run out of it. Don't let those pass rush, don't get them going.
How much of a factor was it, we're talking to Eli Manning, how much did it help last night, Eli, to be able to play from in front the whole way, to get up in the first quarter, which you haven't done very often, and then get up 10 and then again get it to 17, as you did last night with the pick six, playing from in front, which you were able to do the entire second half. How much did that help you last night?
Yeah, I think that was big. I think that was big just for the whole team. To start the game, defense went 3 and out, and for the offense to get the ball, drive down, have a great drive. Unfortunately, I had to settle for 3 points, but to get that drive going, get a lead, extend it a little bit later in the early part of the second quarter, extend it with the touchdown to Evan Ingram, and get a 10-point lead. That's big. That puts a little stress on the opposing defense. All of a sudden, you can make them force a little bit, make them try to, think they need to make a play, and that's when our defense can step up and get some turnovers. So I think, playing with the lead, definitely helped our defense, and help them create some of the turnovers that occurred. And so, obviously, that's we've been saying that all year that's how we needed to. We needed to play. We needed to get a lead. We needed to get a faster start, and we were finally able to do that.
How much does pride kick in, Eli? You're a team that went to the playoffs last year. We noticed talent on the team. I mean, you're a championship quarterback. You have guys on defense to come off a big year defensively. Nothing had worked so far. How much did pride really kick in for this team after getting beat up as much as you have the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of just being tired of it. It's knowing that we are a good team, knowing that we can hang with anybody. Any given week we can go in there and get a win. Just because we hadn't done it yet, we hadn't doesn't mean that you're not a good team. It's tough in this league. All these games come down to the fourth quarter, and it's usually the better teams that year find a way to win those close ones. And, we're right there in the mix. We just haven't found a way to win the close ones. But, it doesn't mean we're still not capable of winning each game we play in. We just got to find that knack for winning these tight games.
You've played 4 of your 6 games on the road, but you're winless at home in the 2 games you've played. This week, here comes a tough veteran team in Seattle into your building. You guys desperately need to win at home, but you've only played 2 home games so far. I mean, you've actually played half your road schedule already in 6 games.
Sure. Yeah, it's we've had a tough start with a lot of road games, but obviously we got to play better at home. You got to win your home game. That's an advantage for us. So, we got to get the crowd going and get them into it and get them fired up. And it'll be a great contest for us this week. We got to get better offensively. We got to get some of these receivers going. We got to get the passing game, getting, sharper than what it was last week. So another week with these receivers getting to work will be beneficial for everybody. And, be excited about the opportunity to keep finding ways to win.
How about the young receivers? Now, you didn't put a lot of, Ingram gets targeted 7 times. He catches 5. That's the bulk of the passing offense last night. You throw some balls to the back. You didn't throw the ball that much to the wide receivers, and obviously being in front a couple of touchdowns sure helps. But how long will it take these kids to get up to where you feel comfortable with them? I mean, what's a reasonable amount of time?
Well, I mean, every rep counts, and especially with some of these guys, haven't thrown tons of reps with them. You get 1 or 2 reps in practice throwing certain routes, and it's versus a certain coverage. All of a sudden, in the game they get different coverages. They got to react and to make sure they're on the same page. And so just tight coverages, knowing you can trust them to throw them in certain spots. So it's for some of them. It'll just every week, it's a learning experience, and just feeling them and just trusting them to do, and it's not to do the right thing, it's just how they do it. Everybody runs a certain route just a little bit different, just feeling out their sticks and those types of things. So, hopefully we'll get Sterling back soon. Just a guy who you have trust with, you throw a bunch of routes with. But I think with Roger Lewis, he's been in there. Tavares King have thrown touchdowns before, so all of them just getting on the same page. Just keep working. Make sure we're getting better each and every practice.
5 different offensive lines in 6 weeks. That's not a recipe anybody wants. Did you hit on one that worked last night? I mean, it did on the running game. I mean, the numbers were there. How about the shuffling that's going on the offensive line? How tough does that put it on you? Plus, you're playing with a different center last night. Yeah,
I mean, I think, for me, the center, can make a little difference. Just make sure you're getting your snaps, you're on the same page with communication and making calls. But Brett Jones does a good job. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. He's very precise and knowing all the rules and doing things exactly the right way. So I think that's, we got all the snaps. He did a good job communicating on everything. So I thought he did a good job, especially on the road. In the loud environment, that can be a tough spot. So I thought Fluker did a good job. I thought Pugh did a good job at right tackle. I think everybody was on the same page in their assignments and communication, and obviously ran the ball well and did well in protection. So great job by the coaching staff, just get everybody prepared, and all these guys, it's important to them. They grind every week and get compete. So hopefully you get some guys back, you get Weston back and JJ, but whoever's out there, we know they're going to compete and work their tail off.
Now, it was clearly a tough week that you guys went through last week, and you responded in a national TV game as you did last night. How meaningful was that win for this franchise?
I know it was a meaningful win. I know, for the Maras, for the Tisches, for ownership, for fans, just knowing, just making sure they know that to stay with us. That there is a good team in here, and that we are capable of playing well and winning tight games, and we got a lot of football left, and we're gonna make them proud. We're gonna keep competing our tails off. It's important to us. We're gonna have faith and trust in our coaches and our players and our abilities to go out there and compete and win every game we play.
The suspension, I can't say it had an impact. I mean, the defense responded. I mean, clearly they said things, about their teammate, but, he wasn't there. He said he wants to come back. I mean, so I'm sure all's forgiven, but the defense responded with key guys out, responded very well last night.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. Part of football is there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be losses. There's going to be tough times, and you can't control all of it. You can't avoid all of it, and it's just about how you react to it and how to handle it. You can make an excuse and say, hey, we lost the players, so we're not going to be as good, or you can say, hey, we got a game to go play. We got good players stepping in. We got a good game plan. We can go dominate and go win a football game, and that's what we did.
So, fair to say, to be fair, you got to say the team responded well for the head coach. I mean, people were looking to see what the reaction was. It clearly was a significant reaction. That's a heck of a win. It really was.
Yeah, it was a great win, and I think we knew the game plan. We knew it was going to be. Offensively, it's one of these, hey, it might be a run first, run second, have 3rd and 6, and try to convert against a good pass rush and good corners, and just say, hey, let's be safe with the ball, get the ball out quick, and if we got to punt some, we'll punt. If we can convert and get some drives or hit a couple of big plays, then great, and then we got to score on those opportunities, but play field position. Try to run the ball, run the clock, keep the game short, and give us an opportunity to score enough points to win.
Did your team surprise you last night, or can you tell us you actually were confident this week?
No, I knew we were confident. I think we had a good game plan, and just knew the style of the game we were going to have to play, and we were prepared for it. And I think it kind of fit our style at the moment. And so, I was proud of the way the guys competed, handled everything, didn't make excuses, didn't think about what our record was or what we've been dealing with. We just thought about what we had to do and how we could have me, but I don't get caught up in them. I don't think about them. I know I got one job, and that's playing quarterback for the New York Giants.
Thanks, Eli, very much. Congratulations. Talk next week. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Max. Appreciate it.
All right. Eli Manning, the Eli Manning Report, brought to you by Toyota. Kick off the season with great deals from Toyota, the official vehicle of the Giants.